All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. This is Dicey. I'm the host of Candid Talk Life. And today I was thinking about something that I thought was very important, which I think is the hypocrisy of our media, of the American mainstream public. The belief that this is a society in which morality supersedes everything else is just a myth. I mean, it's so much hypocrisy. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm going to do this really, really short segment here on The Bachelor, for example. Shows like The Bachelor, those reality TV love shows, I love them. First of all, let me just start off by saying I absolutely love The Bachelor. I love those shows. I love The Bachelorette. I love all those shows. Like I Love New York and Flavor of Love and those kind of shows, dating to find romance and love at the end of the day. I love those shows. However, I do have to be honest about the hypocrisy of allowing shows like that to go forward in a society in which we condemn promiscuity, we condemn philandering, we condemn affairs and stuff like that. We condemn those things. However, what has happened here is that we, under the guise of trying to find true love and looking for your romantic partner and looking for your other half, we allow, basically, let me use the Bachelor as an example. We allow a man to go on a show and have sex or kisses or, feeling out, sleeping with different women for like 2.5 months. And then eventually after he does that, then he eventually goes on the last episode or the last episode of the show, he goes on at the end and he proposes to some girl who starts crying her eyes off. They go to the After the Rose special. They talk about how much they love each other. But when you ask them, when is the wedding date? We're just taking our time right now. We're just getting to know each other. We're really happy. Things are great. We feel so good. I'm so happy I've met my other half. I asked you, when is the wedding date? We're just kind of taking our time to figure out, we hope in the near future. Congratulations to us, though. Thank you. Blah. And then like 2 months later, you find out that they ended up getting divorced. I mean, how many of them actually even survive? How many of them actually end up even getting married at the end of it, right? After they get engaged at the end of the show. And they propose to some woman and put a, $50,000, $90,000 ring on a woman's hand. How many of them actually end up marrying those women afterwards? I mean, it's like, what, 2 or 3 of them that have ended up surviving of all the different series? You're talking about from Bachelors in Paradise to Bachelorette to The Bachelor. How many of those relationships have actually survived? How many of them have actually gone all the way to the end? So essentially what you're allowing is these guys come on, they say, I'm looking for my true love. This is my one and only person. This is it. This is my shot. I need my chance. I get a chance today, and this is it. I want to find that woman that I can spend the rest of my life with. Class actors, right? Like just great acting that they go on there. Then 25 to 21 or whatever women, 21 to 25 women go on there, make a complete and total fool of themselves, go against every single thing that they understand about relationships, humiliate themselves in front of the millions of people that are going to watch in order to just get attention from this one man. So at the end, he can propose to you and then dump you 2 months after you guys do your, after the reunion special. That's essentially what they're doing. Because the reason why these relationships, first of all, there's no way these relationships can really last in the real world unless the bachelor, the bachelor they choose, is actually wealthy in real life. These people are taking you on these dates where you're like flying in helicopters all over the place. You're dropping on the top of ceilings and having dinner on the top of buildings overlooking the skyline. I mean, like you're going to the beach, these like beaches and resorts. We're staying in a $10,000 a night hotel. I mean, these are the kind of things you're going and doing on these dates with guys that can barely pay their rent when the show is over. And so you get into the real world. And, what I'm saying, you're used to him flying you in helicopters and taking you on yachts and stuff like that to different islands and flying you all over the world. That's what you're used to when you're on The Bachelor or if you're on The Bachelorette or all those other dating reality shows. That's what you're used to. Then you get back into real life. He takes you to this very small apartment, literally a studio apartment somewhere. His bills are stacking all over his desk when you get in there. Everywhere you look, there are bills. He's like, you want to have a real cute date. He takes you to the corner store. The corner, gets you a hot dog from the hot dog stand. And then he walks you back up. Like, that's the extent of what I can do for you tonight. The next night he asks you to go to movies. You're like, movies? Are you serious? When you were flying me across the world? You want me to go now and downgrade to the movies? It's going to be very difficult to date somebody after that, after you have seen a lavish lifestyle And this man comes back and he shows you he's completely broke. And let's just presume he's not completely broke. He's just average. And then he's asking you to do things like go to the movies or let me take you out to dinner. He takes you to Olive Garden. You're like, the Olive Garden? Are you serious? Oh my God. Like, you want me to just buy a $30 meal? I mean, we were sitting there having like $300 meals. What the fuck? What is this? What a downgrade. She's going to be out anyway. Mentally, she's gone because you don't really have anything to offer. You aren't offering. You aren't the same person that she fell in love with. She fell in love with this rich guy that could have all these women chasing after him. She goes back into the real world. Nobody even wants you anymore. Nobody cares about you anymore, except for when you come and they see you out there in the public, they want you. But she's not seeing 25 women running after you every single day. So you go back into this world. You go into the real world after you've gone on this fantasy TV world where you're acting like you're some rich bachelor, where you're not. Here's my pad. Pretend you take them to this mansion. That's not your mansion. Stop lying. It's not your mansion. You're putting them in a rented place in which you don't own. And now you're telling these women, okay, you know what? Honestly, this is the life I'm going to give you if you just open your heart to me. You give her a $90,000 ring or whatever that was paid for by the producers of the studio or ABC or whatever. And then everybody's sitting there like crying at the end. Oh my God, they're going to get married. Really? How many weddings of those have you seen? They don't work. But instead, what we do as a society, we're sitting there like, oh my God, we're watching a guy as he's sitting there choosing between 5 women, right? And he's like, the 5 women narrowing it down. He's like, oh my God, I hope he chooses Amanda. Oh my God, I hope he chooses Jesse. Oh my God, I hope he chooses Caitlyn. Oh my God, I hope he chooses Andrea. Like, are you serious? You're sitting here watching this guy philander and playing with the emotions of 5 different people, and you're sitting here praying that at the end of the day, this philanderer, this cheater, this basically promiscuous guy picks one of those 5 women. Would you do that in real life? If you saw some guy was posting pictures of him and different women every single day, or him with 20 women around him, and just regular life, would you like that person? Would you respect him? But no, at the end, people are saying, oh my God, the Bachelor's most the most popular bachelor ever. You know what I mean? Like the most, I'm going to take a pause real quick. All right. So I'm back again. Okay. So, and then, I think what I was saying before I walked away was, would you tolerate that in real life? If you saw an individual literally doing what we see here, where these guys all of a sudden they go and they, start sleeping with some, a whole bunch of women. You see images of them and 20 women, and you see him kissing one, then another image the next day, him kissing another one. You would be like, this guy's a pimp. You would have no respect for that individual whatsoever. But here, we're crying at the end after he philandered his way to the top and picked one individual at the end. So let's just call these shows what they really are. It's just an opportunity for people to go out there and be promiscuous. It's not really, these shows are not about people really essentially trying to find true love. I mean, these guys go up there and bullshit their way all the way through. I mean, come on, let's just be candid about what's going on here. And we do the same thing for a woman. Would anybody ever tolerate a woman seeing her kissing multiple men and different things? Maybe having sex with different guys in the show without thinking she's a hoe? There's no way you would tolerate that in a normal civilized society. You wouldn't tolerate that. If she was showing you pictures with her and 30 men. I mean, the stories that would go on about her all over the world. No regular person or average person can get away with that. Nobody in any other entertainment industry can do that. Even these people, after they leave the show, they can't go and do it. But we tolerate it in this one setting because we are been lied to and told that these individuals are looking for love. They're not looking for love. They're looking for a very good fucking time on someone else's dime. And then also to get paid in the meantime. That's what they're looking for. These individuals are not looking to, maybe some of these girls are looking for true love. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Because I'm not hearing about all these successful relationships. After all these shows, seasons upon seasons upon seasons of different forms of this show, you're still not hearing about all this true love at the end. So what they're basically doing is saying, look, you're about to kick it for 2.5 months. For real. You're going to be in there with a whole bunch of chicks. You're going to be able to do whatever the hell you want. They'll do whatever you want them to because they just want to be with you. They'll embarrass themselves. They'll humiliate themselves. They'll go jumping off of trees and go bungee jumping and skydiving, do whatever else the hell you want them to do. They'll go up in balloons and planes, drop out. They'll do anything you want them to for 2.5 months. It's literally like keeping slaves there for like 2.5 months. That's essentially what it is. But it's tolerated. in an American society, and not in just an American society, in Western society, in other societies where people are doing shows similar to this. It's okay to be promiscuous as fuck, as long as at the end you pretend like you want to marry somebody. That's it. That's all you got to do. Be able to sleep with as many hoes you want to. And let's just keep it real about what these shows really are. These shows are not attempting to teach you anything or to show you what true love looks like. You're never going to be able to meet the guy who has the money that ABC has, or whoever funds these Bachelor shows. You're never going to meet him for the most part. Some women may be able to meet very wealthy men, but there are so few of them in terms of the general population around the world. And you're talking about 7 billion people in the world. How many of them are really, really wealthy? So look, you're not likely going to meet that kind of guy who's going to be able to fly you in helicopters and stuff like that. Maybe every once in a while, but every time he takes you out, you're flying out in a helicopter. Wait till you get into real life and you see what his life is like when he takes you out in his buggy and he can't even pay his car insurance or his car note because he doesn't have the money. Look, I'm telling you, the truth is you just have to learn how to disassociate yourself from this myth that you believe that this is okay. I love watching the shows too. I am not even saying I'm not a hypocrite. I like the shows. I'm not going to stop watching them. I don't think they should stop producing them. People are willing to go out there and make a fool out of themselves and do those things. It's very entertaining to see people fight over one person. It's very entertaining, to see the kind of stuff they do. It's great to see all these places that they get to go to. It's beautiful. I love it. We love it. It's entertaining. We all want to see what we at least can pretend is true love. But it's not. It's a fantasy. It's a lie. It's such a fraud, and it's not reality. It is not reality. That will not happen to you. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm not a crook.
Some people have claimed that our third molars, commonly referred to as wisdom teeth, often cause trouble in modern humans because our mouths are smaller than our supposed evolutionary ancestors. However, impacted wisdom teeth don't afflict all ethnic groups. Numerous people groups today have plenty of room in their jaws to accommodate their third molars. Modern dental research has shown that diet is a major factor in jaw development. In non-technological cultures, impacted wisdom teeth are almost unknown. Their tougher diet exercises their jaw muscles more, and this helps their jaws develop properly. The tougher diet also results in tooth wear, and the normal compensation for this wear involves the gradual migration of teeth towards the front of the mouth, thus creating more room for the third molars. However, the modern diet of soft, processed foods does not promote proper jaw development, which can lead to impacted wisdom teeth. So, impacted wisdom teeth do not support evolutionary storytelling.
To find out more from Creation Ministries International, visit our website, creation.com.
Preview. Preview.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back, and I'm just going to summarize this real quickly because from now on, these shows are not going to be more than 20 minutes. So, let me summarize this real quickly. I am saying that I think that The Bachelor and those kind of shows are selling you a lie, and they're selling you something that, morally speaking, you would object to in your normal life. However, with that being said, like I said previously, I love The Bachelor. I love The Bachelorette. I love all those kind of shows. Like I love New York, which is so entertaining. Flavor of Love, very entertaining. So those shows are very, very entertaining. I'm not going to take away from their entertainment value or their dramatic value. And I also don't want people to believe that you shouldn't want a fantasy like what you see there, and that you shouldn't aim for those things. But the truth is, the reality is, you're probably not going to get them in life. The average person probably isn't. And so, don't watch those things and expect and anticipate that to be your life, because you might be sadly let down. And then also, the reality of The Bachelor, do not look at that and say, I want that life, because you don't want that life if you're truly looking for love. If you're truly looking for love, you do not want to be the person who is used as a pawn for a show that is going to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. You might get $100,000, $200,000 or whatever, some nice trips, free food, free accommodation for a few months, free sex, whatever else. But the truth is, when that's all over, if you were truly looking for love, you're not likely going to end up with it, because in a few months after you and this individual go to your final reunion show, whatever, you guys are pretty much done. That's what happens. Or you'll find out at the end of the show, like Flavor of Love, I'm going back to my old woman. And what was the other one Brett Michaels did? And For the Love of Brett or whatever it was. You find out they're going back with someone else. What happened with Ray J? I mean, did Ray J find love? I mean, these things are such bullshit. And these women are not going to stay with you when they realize you're absolutely broke. You know, so Flavor of Love, that wasn't his house. I Love New York, that wasn't her house. These people cannot provide you with what you see on TV. But yet and still, we support it. It's okay for you to be a philandering fool and for you to be a completely promiscuous bitch or a hoe. And it's okay because you're going to find love at the end. It's love. Come on, guys. We have to be smarter than this as a society. Look at it for what it is. It's just a reality TV show selling you promiscuity as a dream and fantasy for you to find love. And that's all they're doing. They're basically telling you, look, you can pimp out for 2.5 months. What dude wouldn't take it? Majority of men are going to take it. And if a woman has an opportunity to get on there and she's okay with kissing a whole bunch of guys and having sex with a whole bunch of guys, she's going to take it. And then there's also, we have to just deal with the reality that there is some benefit to going to those shows. A lot of these people do have some kind of entertainment career afterwards. Some of them do end up going on and being successful in other ways. So there is some value, but a lot of them after the show, you were just a has-been, a nobody. Nobody even heard of you anymore. And yeah, you make money in the interim. Some of them have figured out ways to parlay that into greater things, but majority of them have not. So look, the truth is, you know, that's why I like if you look at things like Jersey Shore, the reason why people liked it because Jersey Shore was so, this is just how we live, period, every single day. We're going to go into the real world and see how real things happen and act like real people act. And that's why you can look at it and you watch it and you think it's funny and it's very entertaining and you're not mad at it because you're like, look, this is exactly how they actually live. None of what you're seeing in The Bachelor, those other shows, is exactly how they live. Those guys can't get 20 women in real life ever. Okay? They're having all these women. That half of those women wouldn't even talk to them in real life if it wasn't for this show. So let's just keep it 100 here, guys. Okay? The reality is The Bachelor and those shows are fake. Nobody's finding true love from those shows. If you want to find real love, find it. Don't focus on trying to have what is a myth. These things that you see on TV are for the purposes of entertaining you. And that's why you see this lavish lifestyle and all of this affluence. And it makes you think, wow, you know, maybe if I get on The Bachelor, I can marry a guy like that. These guys don't have that kind of economic wherewithal. And that's why when you go to these hometown dates, you realize these are just average Joes coming from average lives. These aren't some ballers from anywhere. And also, if you believe that promiscuity is wrong, then you should believe that this is wrong. I mean, your morality shouldn't change just because you are entertained. This should still be wrong. Doesn't mean you don't watch it, which is not what I'm saying here. I think you should still watch it if you like it and enjoy it. And I think if they want to continue to produce it, they should produce it. It has entertainment value. But call it what it is. It's just entertaining, right? It's very entertaining to see somebody be able to do something that's outside the norms of decency. That's what it is. We're allowing you to go ahead and be promiscuous while you live lavishly for 2.5 months. That's what it is. It is not this fairy tale or fanciful thing that they tried to present to you. It's not. And at the end of the day, majority of these people don't even end up getting married. So if you like it, watch it. But don't think that's going to be your life, because it's not going to be. And this is Truth here from Dicey. So I'm going to sign out right now. This is our show tonight. I'm just telling you about The Bachelor. And the truth about the mainstream media and all the media tries to make you think that this is okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to be promiscuous. It's not okay to pretend that you're something that you're not. It's not okay to sleep with, to play with the emotions of multiple people. It's not okay to send people home with broken hearts. We don't tolerate it in our normal life. So when you watch The Bachelor, watch it for entertainment value. Don't watch it because you think it's normal or that it's possible. It's not. It's not normal. It's not possible. It doesn't happen. And this is unacceptable, except for the fact that it's TV. It's the same way as people who watch porn. If you watch porn, you know you're watching it because you're horny. It's not because you're going to go in normal life. You could just go out somewhere and just, see porn everywhere. You're not going to see people just having sex wherever you go. No, that's something you're going to watch for the entertainment value and for being able to be recused from basically the public eye. So that's our show for tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Keep watching The Bachelor. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But remember what it is. Have a good night. Signing out.